thanks for coming to the call. And just to preface, I didn't send notes last week because we didn't really cover a whole ton of things. So I just thought I'd save us the time and effort there. I'm hoping you can see my screen.
Sure can.
You can? Okay, great. And so what was interesting this week was the last 2 weeks, actually, if you go into the project view, is that we had quite a few more drafts come into play. Just, some different drafts that started coming in, and whether it's for SmartSwitch for HA or for ZMQ. And we had, I've checked back on all these that are in progress, and I've gotten the updates, and they're all either in play or waiting for something or under review or failing a check or something like that. This one is interesting in particular. It's the changes put in for Azure Dedicated Azd. So I thought that one was interesting for the Inner Source Macr rewrite. I'm going to go ahead and turn off transcription here. It's bothering me in the corner of my eye. And then here in the awaiting review, we had Lawrence Lee, internal on the SONiC team, do quite a bit of work. His handle is the pianist here, but he's doing a lot of work around the cache for the dash objects. So that was kind of interesting. And what I also noticed too is we're getting to have a lot, we're ramping back into having a lot of items across the 10 different repos. So I don't want to go through all these one by one, but kind of give a summary of what I've been noticing. So then here, done this week, we ended up with a lot that were done over the last 2 weeks. There has to be at least 20 of them here. So whether the work was done by NVIDIA or Cisco or Xiaofeng or anyone, I did notice, test cases, HA for like bringing up -HA containers for the SmartSwitch. We're going to go ahead and close issue 38 that we've been talking about for the GNMI Open Config standard, just because the SONiC team felt there might be different work that might be more valuable. But even here, the dash tunnel, floating NIC. So just a lot of work's been getting done over the last couple of weeks. And you guys, if there's anything you want to talk about, please interrupt me. But also I noticed here, if you search for, I noticed ZMQ is kind of a hot thing this last couple of weeks. We have at least, 8 different PRs in place for improving support for ZMQ or, adding the pieces to Orc Agent or SWSS. So thought those were pretty interesting. So I'll go ahead and stop there for a second. Is there anyone in particular you guys wanted to talk about, or one that you wanted to bring forward? Okay, and so I added these in yesterday. I haven't really had a chance to look at these, but it looks like we're adding, I'm not sure who this is, wants to add a ZMQ table feature flag. So, to improve route performance here. And, go back here. And then this one, adding support to show system health output of module. This one will be interesting, I think. This is from Ramesh. I don't know, Ramesh, if you wanted to talk about it a little bit, but I thought this was a pretty big one.
Hey, Christina, sorry.
Hey, yeah, no problem.
Do you mind repeating that question? If
Oh, it wasn't a question. It was just more of a comment on this one that you added here. I thought it would be interesting once we figure it all out, the system health output of all the modules.
This one actually. Okay. So, okay, sorry. We had, when we initially started, we kind of wanted to consolidate all the module DPU related information, health information to be displayed on the switch itself, so that we get a complete overview of the system. So, but like during the first phase of implementation, kind of we thought like this is not very urgent at that point, so we wanted to get the rest of the code completed and pushed. So we just kind of we commented out this particular feature, and so that was missing in the past, and now we decided that probably this is a useful feature that would be helpful for to get a complete overview of the system, especially the health of the DPUs and all shown on the DPU, on the NPU itself, on the switch itself. So this is that particular implementation, and it's functionally it's all up ready and working. But only the thing is now we kind of explored two different approaches. One kind of now, since previously we kind of targeting towards a push model from the DPUs directly into the chassis state DB of the switch, and that probably kind of it's not platform agnostic. So we just kind of decided now the second approach, which basically logging into each one of those DPUs and doing SSH and getting that health information. That is what we are doing. To do that, we have implemented again a mechanism where the SSH key gets copied. So we added an additional CLI to update the key, and once the key is updated, the CLI will go and basically the API will go and fetch that, and now we are kind of automatically displaying all the DPU health information on the NPU itself now.
Yeah, that's going to be great. And it looks like Vivi and Prince and Prabhat and everyone are also helping and looking at that. So that's a really big one. Thanks for showing us that. And if there's any questions for Ramesh, just let me know. But I'm just going to mark it in progress. And then I know that Riff from the SONiC team joined recently, and Riff, what I was saying was interesting about this last couple of weeks is the sheer volume of the work that's been done, over the last couple of weeks. There has to be at least 20 items in here across the different repos, that have been done, whether it's, ZMQ or, BFD or, the dash tunnel. So just a lot of stuff's been happening. And specifically, if you look at the ones that have ZMQ in the title, these are just in the last week or so, the work for ZMQ in each of the different areas for SyncDS, WSS, Orc Agent, etc.
Yeah, and another thing we are actually working on is to update the master branch submodule for the SI and SI release.
The size submodule?
Right. And with that one, then I think all the SmartSwitch like development work will be unblocked, because you can have the new SI APIs, everything. So
Yeah. Does anyone have a question about that work that's being done? I'm sorry, I'm just sitting here trying to find the specific one, but that's okay. Right. So what I was trying to say is there's getting to be so much work here that I can't possibly go through every single one of these. So I'm kind of cherry picking, but I am keeping an eye on the in progress, the draft, the waiting for review, and marking for done. So we did talk briefly about the TCS issue, Riff, where maybe we're going to stand down on that one according to conversations with you and Prince, and maybe find another item that might need some work.
That sounds good.
Yeah. And then at some point during the behavioral model calls, I'd like to go through at least some of these older ones to figure out whether we still need, for example, you know, the underlay routing for BMV2, or whether the DP app will cover that, underlay SI APIs, things like that. So,
Yep.
okay, so I feel like I've talked a lot here. Is there anything you guys wanted to cover, Sai or Asan or Abdul, or no? Okay. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Marsha.
I have more, let's say, a philosophical question. Since BMV2 fell behind a bit, if I create a config and I run it on vendor A and vendor B, and they behave differently, do I report it here in the community? Do I talk with each vendor independently? How do we make sure everyone behaves the same for the same config?
That's a good question. I think probably independently.
And provided it's not a side difference, like one it's on side 1, one it's on side 2, and you know, the whole API calls are different.
Yeah, I would think independently at first, just to see, you know, figure
out. I know,
out
but everybody's gonna say they are right.
Excuse me, I have to cough. Hang on one second.
Hi, Macha. So I think the really the thing is, and when this happens and behavior is not consistent, we can report an issue here, so we can get the issue clarified. Usually, it's you know, maybe it's because certain HLD is not making it clear, so we should get you know, documents updated. Then from there, we can start you know, engage like vendors independently, because we know what would be the expected behavior, and then we can get the behavior right. Yeah, otherwise, just like you said, it's like, yeah, this is you know, everyone will say we should be doing the right thing. So I think that's probably a good way to fix it.
Okay,
sounds good. And that reminds me, I don't know if I have anyone on the line from Xflow Research. If you do, go ahead and speak up, but it did look like Xflow was volunteering to take a look at the commands needed to show the counters in the DPU global metrics. And so, like I said, I didn't send notes last week just because we didn't have a lot that we talked about. But for new people on the call, Guy and everyone, this is what they look like weekly. You know, we have a brief summary of the top items, follow-up tasks, and then we look at the queue, you know, what we've completed to do, you know, typical PM stuff. And then we have the longer conversation down here, you know, how many meetings we have, who attended, and all the work items we're looking at, and then the in-depth progress. Okay.
Yep, that's good. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Okay. So
I had a question, Riff. I thought Mukesh or Senthil was looking for some code to be merged from the private report and public report, maybe for redirect map. Is that tracked in here or as a different item, or is that done? Do you know?
So the redefined map, we should already been done here. Am I? Kristen, am I right, Kristen?
So we have we have update P4 to support PL redirect map.
Right. This is the one. So the documentation and the P4 pipeline, along with the SI API, are all published, and also moved into the the master side. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, we had it.
Yep. So it should be good now. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, thanks, Riff. Appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
This is a handy little tool to this project board to go over everything. And I checked with Marian from NVIDIA, and it looks like now that floating NIC is kind of buttoned up, we can get to these other ones that were the ones they had in play, the HA session parameter bounce back IP, underlay TTL, blah, blah, blah. So I don't see Marian on the call, but he mentioned that he could start going through these now.
That sounds good.
And I don't know if you heard, in addition to the Dash repo, we're actually pulling in from SONiC, SONiC Management, SONiC Utilities, SONiC Build, SONiC, so 10 different, the Dash HA API repo, the Dash Sci API repo. So there's a lot of different ones pulled in here. So, but lots of work happening. So that's what I had this morning for you guys. Any other Q&A or questions for the day? Okay, then I can say we can close this, and I will send out notes this week just because we've gotten so much done, and I want to say thanks to everyone for their time and contributions, and I hope you have a good day.
Thanks, Christina.
Okay, thanks everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.